Okay, so this is everything I've done since last night. I upgraded all of. Oh, it's still loading in the world. I upgraded all the chests so we don't have this whole mess thing. I built the sorting system last night. One thing I didn't show on camera because I forgot to do it was the speed upgrades. This just like lets this transfer node move a bit faster and sorts it into our line and stuff. But our sorting system is otherwise done. Otherwise, I cleaned up some work here. Hey, wibbly bibbly fish. I'm doing all right. I'm a little bit. Okay, why are you having trouble? There we go. My computer doesn't like something about this. Okay, cool. So other things, I've also freshened up this area so we don't have just like zombies walking into our place anymore. Also, why is there no sound? Oh, because I turned off the sound because might have been listening to ASMR last night when I was just mindlessly doing stuff. But yeah, so today we're actually going to get started on some tech progression. Hey there. But decided to make this like not like a total sealed off area, but this is very like temporary and stuff. But I wanted to look like somewhat nice while we're waiting on that. Amy continues to build her tower above us, and we got someone else new on the server, which was Penguin, which is one of my friends, and he proceeded to make a giant security flaw in this, and he didn't have the store here when I did it, but essentially he's going to be building a tower. He's going to be building a staircase going down and adding some of the new areas there, as well as kind of like that goes to the surface and kind of building another tower out of there that only has access from the keep itself. So yeah. What else? We got that. We do want more speed upgrades in the sorting system, but for now it sorts fast enough for this kind of stuff that we're doing. I have most things processed, and the first thing we're going to do is we need to set up a long-term source of power. Also, we can get more steel making, because you always need more steel in this pack, because steel is very useful. Because it's just used for everything. Okay, so I was thinking, we have our, like, temporary, like, oh, look, here's some quick access machines and stuff, but even though we set all this up last stream, where we had essentially just shoved everything back here with an access corridor that just looks ugly, but it was more just like I wasn't good in this room because it was just cluttering everything up. Actually making a proper room, and not like our in-game tech room, but will at least be the room that we use for a while. So just gonna start like well, I started this last night, but I'm gonna continue clearing out this room and just kind of I think I'm gonna clear it out this way a bit, and then I'm going to dig down, because I kind of want like a staircase going down. I was thinking like for power, for just passive power gen early on, we can just have like 2 water wheels going on. And that should probably, like, well, 2 kinetic dynamos of 3 water wheels each. But essentially that should provide us enough power early on that we won't need to have much else, as long as we have a large enough buffer. Like, obviously, if we have like a bunch of like laser tasks after each other, we might have a problem, and we might want to have like a supplemental power source. But for the time being, this should be fine. I'm just hoping we don't pop into a cave, because that would be annoying to have to like patch up and stuff, and but okay, I also need to wait for my pickaxe to repair a bit. So one thing we're gonna do while we wait on that is actually build the kinetic dynamos and the water wheels, and this will also help us like plan out how we want to look things. I'm probably not going to build the dynamos, the water wheels to be like the top tier efficient that they could be, and instead kind of also focus on just aesthetics, because aesthetics. So we need a few things. First off, we need to spell kinetic, right? So kinetic dynamos, it's a generator from Immersive Engineering. You can either slap a water wheel on it, you can slap a windmill on it, but we're underground, so windmill isn't ideal. Fun fact. Yeah. So we need 2 of these, because I was thinking like having 1 on either side, like flanking the door, or maybe they should be on like the far end of the wall. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe like, obviously we're gonna punch out the wall a bit more back here, and just having the water wheels on the back end, and just have like power gen on the back, because we won't need to access the power gen as much as like the machines, and just kind of like have power gen here, and then power uses comes out this way. Granted, this will just be a very small part of it. Eventually we'll have a proper like power flow for our whole network going, but this is just very early on. So we'll need some electrum, lead, color bricks, and some other stuff. Okay. The treated planks must have gone into tech mods. Yes, they did. You shouldn't be in there. Also, copper ore should be in ores and ingots. Hey, how's it going? Alt F4. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, I'm not gonna do that. Thanks for the advice, though. I'll keep that in mind for maybe a future run. Oh, how are you doing, Umbra? Okay, so treated things, we need a couple leads, electrum. Actually, we'll just grab a bunch of stuff. And some lead. And this should be enough for the 2 MV capacitor banks we need. And then we'll need some redstone, some steel. Just grab a bunch because we'll use it. Redstone. And then we need 2 coils, which is a bunch of MV wire coil, which are made like that, which requires a bunch of electrum, which we need 2 electrum per. Okay, so we need 2 electrum per coil, and we need 16 coils, which means we need 32 electrum, which means that we should just cook up a bunch of electrum. Yeah, I'm just gonna spend a bunch of gold and we're just gonna cook a whole stack of each. This probably won't fit in the furnace, so very nice. Yeah, I'm avoiding doing wrapping right now because I still have to like wrap all of the presents that I am giving, and I just haven't done that yet. So yeah, I'm avoiding that. Where did I put all the treated wood? Yeah. We'll need a bunch of treated wood too because we need that for the water bills themselves. Hey, thanks for the host, Darkest Claptrap. Yeah, no, I mean this is very early on. I'm liking how it's turning out so far. I kind of wish I made this ceiling a bit lower. But yeah, no. I really like how this entryway opened up. It also means that we shouldn't be getting any more zombies randomly wandering in because our base is just like this open place. But it'll definitely look good once we get some of the other people because some of my friends are hopping on the server and gonna be adding to the tunnels and stuff, and we can make it like real labyrinthian and stuff. So, okay, is this done melting yet? Okay, we have 10 electrum. You can start that casting. And you're on the proper cast. Cool. So 55 electrum, so we'll just need to have 1. That isn't. And we'll cast the rest into electrum. Thing is, like, I'm making more electrum than I need, but the thing is, we're using MV wires a lot anyway, so it's like, you know what, I might as well make the extra MV wires, so... Cool. Eventually we'll actually get, like, a proper, like, induction smelter or something that will let us make these alloys, but... And we do what we want. We do with what we have. Okay. Now we have a bunch more electrum. Okay. And that's more than we need, but it's like I said, we'll use this wire elsewhere. Nope. We now have some electrum wire coil. And we now have 2 kinetic dynamos. So this is what we're going to make the power with. Hey, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas Eve from Seattle. Okay, so it's really annoying. It's called water wheel segment, water wheel one word, but then when it's the water wheel, it's two words, which is the one I probably want to have. Okay. So we need 8 of these. So let's bring out a calculator. I'm still on this new computer, and I have not organized my start menu at all because I'm a heathen. So we're gonna need 6 water wheels total, which means we'll need 8 of you, which means we'll need 4 treated sticks. So divide by times 4. Okay, 192 sticks, which means we'll need 3 stacks of treated wood sticks. That's not too bad to do. Let's just go make a bunch of treated wood. Just grab a bunch of creosote oil. Oops, let's actually make them into planks first. Definitely want to get a sawmill pretty soon because we go through a lot of wood, and so 3 stacks of sticks. That should be 1, 2, 3. Cool. And then we'll need slightly less planks, but we might as well just make some more planks. Hit or miss, choose one. What is the context for this? Hit. I'm sorry if you're like asking for like the outcome of something in like an RPG, like a tabletop RPG, and I just killed someone. So I apologize if that is the case, if that is, but I don't know the context. So, okay, that creosote oil can go away, but these glass bottles we can just send to the coconut itself, because we need to keep emptying that. And okay, do we actually have more coal? We don't actually have that much coal, so we're not going to bother with that. Okay, so we need math numbers of these. We need 6 times 8, which is 48. Okay, so we need 48 of you. Why do you say we can only make... Oh, I wasn't pressing the right button. There we go. We have exactly enough because I did math. Look at me. Look at the power of math. And we need a shaft iron, which we just can make by... Hey there, how's it going? Which is one of the things we need this metal former for. I had just had it making some metal plates. We're going to extrude this into a metal shaft. But I was just having it make some metal plates because iron plates are always something useful to have extra on hand. Gotta make... Oh, I need twice the number of these because we're making 6. Math is hard. Thinking is hard. Okay, and we'll need 3 more, and extrude those for me. We got lots of power in this because we just had the survivalist generator running. Like, the survivalist generator probably wasted some power, but that's fine because this is providing most of the power we need right now. Oh, another thing I did off camera was I made a drawer controller so we could actually have it like sort properly into drawers. It's just right back there. The only thing that's hard, it required a diamond chipset, which I just had run at the laser overnight. Or at least for a few hours. It wasn't quite overnight. Okay, so now we have all our iron shafts, and we can turn these into water wheels. Cool. So water wheels are pretty big. And obviously they need like water to flow over them. And there's an optimal way to build them, and this is it. I think they require like a 5x5 area, which is kind of like why. So what I'm thinking kind of is actually maybe we should push out the room one more, because I don't want like this corridor to be like encroached by the. Actually, that'd be fine because we already have a 3x3. Ready to go. Yeah, this will be fine. We'll drip it down. Yeah, I might have played this game a few times. And might have played this pack a few times. And by a few, I mean, oh, so many. Okay, so the water wheel, I'm thinking we'll have it just like on this end right here, which we can like... Oh, that's not even enough room. We're gonna need to space it out even further. But kind of like that, and just like having like the water coming down from the ceiling on either end, kind of like, but probably actually on the back end of the room, because I think having it on the front here will be a bit cumbersome. But I'm still going to... I like the width of this room. I like kind of like the idea of like it being like very like narrow in the back there. I have no idea what you're saying. Yeah, no, the water wheel texture is just like awesome. But it's also very big. So let us dig out. I'm wondering if I want to put another dose of moss on this pickaxe, because it's very slow, and I'm not going to use all its modifiers on just... I mean, Green said I have 2 modifiers remaining already, and I've already put 50... Yeah, I'm going to put 50 more redstone and some more moss on it, just because I can. I have a water barrel. And also just because I'm not outside hardly, because we're obviously in an underground fortress, I don't get the, nope, that's not what we do. We don't get the bone, because the repair mechanic for moss, like, it almost like triples it, I believe, in sunlight, but we're never in sunlight, so we don't get the extra repair. Oh, yeah, we have our stuff up there now. And then we go to plants, we get some wheat, and we turn you into moss stone, which we can turn into ball of moss. And then we're actually going to want also to have some redstone, because I want to also increase the... We could also probably we could upgrade the tool forge now that we have the metal former and everything. Which actually, making a hammer would be very useful for making out this. But I'm still going to upgrade my pickaxe because... But yeah, let's make a hammer. Like, this isn't going to be an in-game hammer, this could be like a pretty cheap hammer. But we can make a hammer. Oh wait, no, we need a compressor. Which we can make. We can make a compressor. But, the tool forge is the upgraded version of the... Yeah, no, it's like we were setting up this water wheel, but then I get distracted and get into building 3 other things, which require 3 other machines on top of that. Okay, so we have... What away all you. The tool forge in this pack either requires you to get Terra Steel in the magic pack. Hey, Merry Christmas, Gratis. No. No. Okay. And so we need to make some steel plates, which we can do over there. Which, we're gonna need 9 times 4, which is 36. Or such ingots. Cool. Oh, no. Don't want to extrude that. We want to roll it. Oh yeah, I know. This is specifically, I believe that's part of Inventory Tweaks, which is a mod. It isn't vanilla functionality. Which is like, whenever I'm like on a pack that like just doesn't have inventory tweaks, I'm just like, I don't know how to function. I need my inventory, like quick shortcuts and everything. I don't actually need to have this up because I know that one. But we do need, though, is a compressor, because those plates that we needed were actually dense iron plates, which we don't have. But one thing we need is an iron chipset, because we're going to need another machine frame. So we're going to set you please make me an iron chipset. It'll take a while because I did not think about doing that ahead of time. But in the meantime, we'll need 9 iron plates. We'll need some rubber. Oh, we'll need to extrude some copper. We'll just need a couple copper because this is a bit more efficient. Take you out so it's the most efficient it can be. Please extrude those into some wirings. Hey there, Red Baron. How's it going? Merry Christmas. Okay, come on. And you can go back to rolling out a ton of steel plates, or they're technically called refined iron plates, because in industrial craft, like, steel is called refined iron, which, there's a lot of, like, weird artifacts of, like, past naming conventions that survive, even when, like, things got, like, unified and standardized. So we've got an electronic circuit. We're gonna need some steel. Well, some stone. Okay, we don't actually have enough stone. Nope, that's not what you do. So let's just, this is not an electric furnace. Oh, it's a bit of furnace nonetheless, but we actually have some stone. So we're actually good on stone. So we need some stone. And then let's also just start working on the actual hammer itself. So hammers require 2 plates, a hammerhead, and a large handle. And because I lost all of my casts, we're gonna need all of them. So we're gonna need 3 new casts, which we need some aluminum brass. Haha, good. The hammer is cool because it mines slower than a pickaxe, and it's more expensive, obviously. But what it does is it mines in a 3x3. Okay, do we have, yeah, we have cast for large tool rod, but do we have hammer? No. So we need to teach it, okay, this is how you make a hammer, and this is how you make a large plate. And now we've got to make the casts for them, which we'll just make out of stone. Go to the part builder, you make one of you, make one of you, and make one of you. Nope, that's not what I want. Hopefully you're melted by now. Aluminum brass melts very fast. Yeah, no, it's a very complex pack. But we're just making these new casts for these new tools. And for our first hammer, we're probably just going to make it out of iron. We actually have enough steel. Let's make it out of steel. Let's make a steel hammer. So we'll need, although steel with 1 obsidian plate and then 1 paper plate. Why would you make a thing out of paper? Because paper gives you an extra modifier. Mysterious person who I just had appear out of nowhere because I needed to talk about it. So we need, I'm thinking, so we have the hammerhead be steel. Having the handle be steel doesn't actually help that much, so I'm just going to have the handle be out of iron. And let us go mine some more obsidian real quick. Oops, let's take a nap, so we don't have to go to that. Good question. Why would you make it out of paper? Because paper, as long as you don't, like, paper's a really bad material to make tools out of, like the head of the tool. But if you make a part of it out of paper, like something like the binding, you get an extra modifier on the weapon or tool or whatever. The same thing with Thaumium. That's one of the reasons why I did a foray into Thaumcraft, because if you look at this, I had a paper binding and a Thaumic tool rod. The Thaumic modifier gives it an additional modifier. Say if you have like 2 paper things. This is Infinity Evolved. It's a pack for 1/7/10, so it's a little bit of an older pack, but hey, we're gonna need 8 obsidian for a hammerhead. just get rid of that. We don't want it our obsidian accidentally flowing into that. And we're doing pretty good on lava. And we also have nether access, so getting more lava is not an issue for us. No. Okay. You know, Infinity Evolved Expert... this is also specifically Expert mode. Infinity Evolved is also just a pack where there's, like, a normal balance. They don't, like, change the recipes too much, but they added an Expert mode, which essentially made it adds a lot more complexity to the progression and things like that. And it's... Infinity Evolved Expert mode is by far my favorite just mod pack, period. For Minecraft. It's so well done, where it has a lot of the progression and recipe changes of like a challenge mode pack while still being kind of like a main pack, which is like a normal like pack that you just like hang out and just like build a base and hang out with friends and stuff. So it's not like super directed, but it just adds enough like cross compatibility. It slows down progression, so especially on a server, you'll get into the situation where it's like, oh, like 2 weeks have gone by and everyone's already at the end game, which is nice. Am I making this wrong? Here we go. We now have a compressor. The compressor is used to compress things. Fun fact. And we'll just plop you right here. And we'll go to our access door and put on some power. And we're going to turn you all into dense plates. So we're going to compact them all, and it'll be great. And you can get sorted. Cool. So we actually didn't need to make this this large plate cast, but I might as well have it. Okay, so we want to first make the handle out of iron. Yeah, I'm really bad. All the languages I speak are completely useless. Lily, you'll definitely need to use Norwegian all the time. You should learn Norwegian. Fuck you, Past Lily. No. Yeah, please don't do self-promotion in the chat unless like it comes up naturally and stuff. Just, it leaves a bad taste. A bit. I spent like a few, about 6 months or so. Yes, you have caught a streaming Lily. Well, not in the wild. I'm very much in my room. But, yeah. Well, okay, I need paper. Do I have enough paper? No, I'll have to make some more paper. Also, feathers don't go there. Also, neither does this flower. Yeah, I spent about close to a year learning it. Just online. I was planning on going there in college before I had to leave college, so, due to reasons. But, words, I mean things. The thing is with Norwegian, it's anyone who like knows Norwegian, unless you're like out in like the countryside in like northern Norway, they speak English. No, it's been a few years, and it's like I can understand it, but I'm really bad at speaking it. I'm much better at reading it. It's also actually not that hard for English speakers. It's very similar. Like all the roots are the same. It's just in many ways it's just English without the French involved in it, and with a Norwegian accent, and you're like 50% of the way to speaking Norwegian. Okay, so we got our seared bricks, and we can upgrade our tool station into a tool forge. Huzzah! Which can now make things with 4 components, like a hammer, which we're going to make now. This is our hammer. This is called the Hammer of Haran. And now we just got to give it some modifiers. Like I'm gonna give it auto repair because auto repair is amazing, and I'm gonna give it some speed. I'm not gonna worry about. Actually, probably should give it luck. Like, this isn't my in-game hammer. I'll probably build like a proper like Manalium hammer, but I don't feel like going to the Nether and gathering a bunch of Manalium right now. Do I speak any other languages? I know in college and high school I studied Japanese and I can like read it fine, but I mean that's really much slipped. I remember the grammar, but vocab vocab does not stick with me. Honestly, most of my language studies have been a failure. But if you want me to like analyze some Victorian poetry, I got you. I was an English major. Oh. Okay, it's cool. Got a ball moss. Go to Dust and Gems. Let's get a piece of lapis. Just speed it up a bit too. And we'll throw some moss on this hammer. Throw a piece of lapis on this hammer. And throw some redstone on this hammer. Cool. Now we got a hammer. That was a nice detour to digging out this room. And this digs very nicely. Obviously, these corner sections don't behave as well. But this will let us things. Hey, Critical SC, how's it going? That's fair. Yeah, honestly, I don't read as much nowadays. I just actually like taking the class of reading English major kind of killed my habit of reading. Just because when you're reading, having to read something like 4 novels a week for classes, the last thing you kind of want to do for leisure is read another dense novel. Okay, maybe just like 3 more back. Like, this room doesn't need to be huge, and it honestly shouldn't be huge. Although we do need to go down some stairs, because we're going to have to like, go down a bit. Although, actually, that should still be more than enough space for what we're doing in this room. This is kind of just our initial tech setup room. Okay, so, and now we're going to dig down a bit. Actually, before we do this, we should do the walls up here in the ceiling, because otherwise they will be a pain to actually get to. Hey, Kyuchin, how's it going? Okay, let's just be very basic in what I do and do like a similar pattern to everything else I've done. Eventually I might make these carpenters, but and obviously these back ones probably will change because they're gonna support the water wheels. Nope. And then we're going to get some of the smoother one. We're gonna punch out some of the ceiling here. Yeah, I need to do all of my wrapping, and I'm proceeding to not do that. So yeah. Oh. Q-Chan is one of my lovely moderators on the Discord server, which you should check out if you haven't checked it out already. There's lots of cool people in there, including me. Just don't mind Tommy. Just nod and smile, and you'll get by. Okay, got that, and we're gonna actually place in this stone. Oops, I fell down. We can at least pick some of this stuff. It's just like the ceiling is getting very far away, and it'd be much more annoying to put it up once we actually dig the ground down. So it's like doing it like spending the time to do it now will save us a lot of headache later. Nope, too far. I really need to like actually take the time and like update everything below, like the actual Twitch page itself, and also like set up like bots and things like that. But that requires effort, and usually the time when I'm thinking about streaming is when I'm actually like streaming. Although once the new year comes around, I'm actually gonna try to actually get like a proper streaming schedule. What a concept. But until then, who knows? Alright, so we'll just cut out all this. Oh, yeah, I mean, I just like this game a lot, and I can't do anything nowadays unless I'm monetizing it, so I gotta monetize it, obviously. Beehive. Nice. Okay, the reason I'm putting this here, this room specifically here, is because it's right across the hall from the entryway to my sorting system. Because one thing that we're gonna have in this room is the beginnings of auto ore processing. Also, you should not. I should be able to get in here. Also, we just need to clear out this inventory bit. Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those things where it's like every few months my friend group will like start up a new server, and we'll all hang out and we'll play, but it's definitely not one of like my main games, I would say, but it's just one of those things where it's like I'll get like I'll try it out and have fun and then go back to it and not really care. That said, I really haven't had like a main game in a while. Like, I'm very much the type of gamer who prefers to have like one game that they focus on. Like, I'm an MMO player, but I just haven't actually. I'm an MMO player who hasn't had an MMO for a while, which is an awkward situation to be in. Because just none have captured me really. Okay. Let's just get these walls done before we dig it out. We're going to want to dig down a little bit further. I'm thinking probably 2 more layers, just because it's like, you know, I'll come back to RuneScape every I don't know, every 6 months or so, and I'll play for a few months, and I'll stop again. But like, yeah, RuneScape isn't the same as like playing an MMO. Like, it is, yes, it is an MMO, but its role to me is not. It's more kind of like, oh, it's just this distraction that I can like play and I'll have fun with, but it's not like the same. Because it's kind of like RuneScape has this thing where it's like it's this thing I do in the background rather than it being like something I actually focus on. Like, I'm looking forward to the Magic MMO, but that's still like several years away. Yeah, I mean, like, my last MMO that I was into was, and I played for years, I played it since its launch, was Guild Wars 2. And I played Guild Wars 2 for years until Pathfinder, like, Season 3 came out. And I kind of just burnt myself out on Guild Wars 2. And I was considering going back, but honestly, between the scandals with ANET and whatnot, and, just generally not liking a lot of the direction they've put the game into, I don't, think... Yes, I have played Guild Wars 1, and honestly, that's one of those games that my friend and I keep meaning to continue working on that, because we're working on just doing, like, a duo Vanquish of everything, and get all the Vanquisher titles together on new characters. But we stopped that, like, a year ago, and then come back. Yeah, no, like, I mean, Guild Wars 2, like, especially at, like, launch was so great, but just, like, I don't like the direction they went into, and then ANET has proven themselves to not be a great company from, like, game dev, like, treatment of game devs and stuff like that, and, like, worker rights and stuff, so it's like, it's awkward, and I don't really want to support them, but, that said, it's like, I didn't dislike the game. It's not like it's a horrible game and I never want to play it again. But it's after like 3,000 hours into it, I might be a bit tired of it. No. Guild Wars 1 though. That's quite a game. Yeah. I just find it funny because it was like pretty much like universally everyone else in the industry was just like, this is bad, this is really bad. Like it's like all these like industry people being like, hey, you shouldn't have done that, and then all of a sudden, but then it's like everyone within the community is like, oh yes, yay, this is wonderful, good job. And it's just like this is a very short comparison. I don't really want to get into it. I've had this conversation a few times lately. But essentially, it's a contentious issue, and I don't want to talk about it, so I'm not going to. Yeah. But yeah, no. But Guild Wars 1 is such a good game, and like the thing is, like Guild Wars 1, there's no game really that close to Guild Wars 1. Like there's things that are like similar, but it's just so unique. Let's actually have kind of like a different texture for this one, these corners. Okay, I'm gonna keep going down. Awesome. So just a very basic room. We're still gonna go down a few ticks. Nice. Yeah, I've never actually done Legendary Defender Vasclon. Thing is, I'm trash and like the Writ too much, so it's like, I can't play Writ if I'm doing Legendary Defender Vasclon. I don't know. I think, like, Halls is, like, maybe, like, a bit more apt. I don't know. Also, this back wall I'm gonna have to redo completely. But I think I want to go down 2 more, was it? You know, let's just go down 3 more for reasons. And those reasons being, that's how large a hammer is. And, it'll be easier. Yeah, like, I keep telling myself one day I should, like, finish up, Gwam. Is this some mining magic? This is a hammer. This is, just a Tinker Constructs tool that, it requires some extra stuff to make, but, lets you mine in a 3x3 area. It's a game changer, honestly, especially if you're making an underground base. There's so many tunnels around here. I'm surprised we haven't hit a tunnel yet. I mean, obviously there's like ones literally right next door that Penguin hit. But yeah, I'm just surprised. Okay, so let us figure out how we're gonna get out of here. Drop you down, drop you down. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing I really like about future versions of Tinkers. That they actually balanced it to make it like just not the be all end all. That said, once we get into Botania, I will be building myself a Terra Shatterer, and that will probably replace my my pickaxe, because the Terra Shatterer is rad because it's like a hammer and a pickaxe, except it mines both dirt and stone. Also can like be upgraded to like being like a 5x5 and larger. But like that's just, it's so much like more in game. I also wanted this room to be odd, but I wanted the entryway to be 2x2. So these are actually half slabs. So it just little thing, because 3x3 was just like looking too big and awkward for the entrance of this room. So I did that. Okay, let's finish out making this room look nice. And then we'll figure out how to place these things in. Oh, I should stop the recording.